Hi everybody and welcome to Business Writing Online. I'll be your instructor for the semester. My name is Dr. Phil Young. And this is a short video to help you get started with the class and give you a little bit of tips and background about what we'll be doing. Now the very first thing you're going to want to do for the course is to get a copy of our textbook. We will be using this textbook, Successful Writing at Work by Philip C. Collin. We will be using the 11th edition. Do make sure you get the 11th edition. This is the newest and most updated version of the textbook, but do get this as soon as possible as our assignments will almost immediately start to depend on this. You will have regular quizzes on material from the textbook, so you want to be able to have it and have read the chapters and be up to date on it so you do well on those quizzes, as they are an important part of your overall score in the class. Again, that's Philip C. Collin, the 11th edition of Successful Writing at Work. Now your edition will look slightly different than this one. This is the instructor's copy, so yours will look a little bit different. It won't have this border around it, but this picture here and everything will look a lot like what your textbook will look like. So go ahead and get a copy of that. Now here's what you're going to want to do to get started. Once you're through with this introductory welcome folder, I do urge you to go ahead and read all of the folders, go through and read everything in them carefully, all the folders that are at the top of our learning modules section. You will see folders that are marked help. In that folder you'll find some really useful information about places you can contact for help, information about areas that might help you with some of the information about citing sources and stuff like that. All of that you can find in the help folder. Of particular importance and of note to you is the course guide and information folder. You'll definitely want to go and take a look at that carefully. It will show you how you'll be graded in the course, percentages and things, what assignments are worth throughout the course. There's copies of the syllabus there in that particular folder. There's a page I want you definitely to read, which tells you about how to upload assignments in this course. When you have a writing assignment, you need to upload it. Do make sure you read over that page and read it carefully. It not only tells you how to upload assignments, but it also has a few important issues and hints and things that it talks about on that page. So definitely make sure that you read that page about how to upload assignments in the class. And there's all sorts of useful information in both of those folders, the help and the course guide folder. I do urge you to go and read over all of that material very carefully before you begin the course. You'll also see a page that tells you what to do if you have a technical problem. This is also at the top of our learning module section. I want to stress that I, as your instructor, am in charge of the content of the course. Assignments, what we're doing, what we're studying, lecture material, and issues like that. However, I am not in charge of solving technical problems in the course, as far as when there's a power outage or when something goes wrong or when you have some sort of issue as far as uploading or downloading something from the site. If you have technical problems, no matter what they are, I urge you to follow the instructions on what to do if you have a technical problem on that page, or contact technical help support at the various numbers that are given on that page in the help folder and at other places on the site. You'll see things that might link you to where to go to get technical help. ITS Technical Support at Brockport is in charge of solving technical issues and technical problems. Most of the time, technical issues are things that they can help you resolve and look at. I don't have the ability from my end of things to help you with things that are usually like problems with uploading, downloading, anything of that kind of nature, or technical issues. So don't contact me first if you have a technical problem. Go ahead and contact them. They should be able to help you. They're very nice and very friendly at ITS support, but you do want to make sure and go to the right resource if you have a technical problem. Now this is particularly important if you ever have a problem when you're doing something like taking a quiz or something. On the unlikely or off chance that you had some sort of technical issue while doing that, if you write to me and say, hey, I had a technical problem, or the power went down, or the internet went out, or something while you were using that, I can't help you with that, and I will tell you that I cannot reset a quiz, or I can't let you retake a quiz or adjust your score unless I have verification from Brockport's ITS support. In other words, they would have to contact me. If you contact them and explain the problem, they verify it, then they can contact me and tell me, oh yes, there was a problem at that time, but I have to be contacted by them. I can't just do it through student word, just because it's sort of the rules of the game and what we do, because it would open up a lot of problems if people could just say, oh, I had a technical problem anytime they took a quiz. So do make sure, again, that you do contact the right place and do contact ITS support or technical support if you have a technical problem, whether it's on a quiz, whether it's uploading or downloading assignment, whatever it is. If you have a technical problem, contact the right resource. Okay, so read that material at the top of the Learning Module section. Oh, by the way, you'll also see an open forum there in that section that's called Raise Your Hand and Ask. These are for questions about assignments. If you have you're given a particular assignment over the course of the semester and you have a question about it or don't understand something about it, feel free to post a message in that Raise Your Hand and Ask discussion forum. This is, as the title suggests, a lot like raising your hand in the classroom. And I'll be happy to help you there, give you an answer. If you have a question about an assignment, chances are that other students may have that same question. So that's what this forum is for. If you have a question, you may want to first consult that discussion forum, the Raise Your Hand and Ask discussion forum, and make sure I haven't already answered it for another student, the same question you might have. But if you do have a question, go ahead and ask it there, and I'll be happy to answer it in that forum. Now, the forum is not a place there for, again, for technical questions. Don't ask those there. It's not a place where you give your opinion or complaints or anything about any assignments, or where you talk about any kind of personal issues or anything with that. That discussion forum, the Raise Your Hand and Ask forum, is simply for questions about assignments and specific questions about specific assignments. So use that accordingly. Okay. Now, when you begin the class, you'll start to notice that there's something called Module 1 down at the bottom of the Learning Module section. The modules, Module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, there will be 7 modules over the course of the semester. Each of these modules is where you will do the majority of your work. So usually when you enter in the class at the beginning of the week, you'll want to consult the modules open usually about every 2 weeks. Sometimes it's a little bit different. There's a couple of modules that are 3 weeks long that we'll see towards the end of the semester. But in the modules, you'll go into those folders, and there you'll begin to see your assignments. There's always at the top of each module folder, when you enter into them, something called a module outline. You'll want to read over that very carefully. It will give you all of the assignments in that module, remind you of when they're due, tell you what to expect for that particular 2-week or 3-week time period, and tell you about some of the particular important concepts that we'll be discussing over the course of that module. So make sure that you read that outline at the top of each module very carefully. You'll have a downloadable version of your assignments each time a module opens. It'll be a little checklist for you that will also appear towards the top of that module. You can download that, keep it at your elbow, pin it on your refrigerator, wherever you want to put it, to help remind you of due dates and when assignments are due for over the course of that particular module. Now, usually our assignments will consist of recurring things like many weeks you will have a discussion forum where you'll be given a topic and asked to discuss that among your fellow students. You'll have a quiz on a particular chapter you're asked to read for that week, and you'll have a writing assignment. Writing assignments will be dependent on whatever kind of business writing we happen to be talking about that week. Could be a memo, could be a business letter. Later on in the semester, we'll be doing things like working on things we call short reports and long reports, but it'll be a particular kind of business writing, and the writing assignment will be built around that. Okay, now you won't have a writing assignment every single week, but you will have the many weeks of the semester. You will almost always have at least one discussion forum per module. Sometimes there'll be 2. And you'll very often have at least one quiz over the course of a module. Okay, so do be ready for that. Keep up with readings. It's the best way to help do very well on those quizzes and on things like other assignments like the discussion forums. I urge you not to fall behind on the readings, because that could seriously impact your grade. Okay. Now, I will explain a lot more about, in a bit better detail, about some of what you specifically do in the modules in a short video that you'll watch at the beginning of Module 1. So if you want to head on over there, you can watch that module, and I'll give you a little bit more specific information about some elements of what to expect in each module. Now, the very first discussion forum you'll have is already open. It's in Module 1. It's an icebreaker forum, and this is one of the only ungraded assignments you'll have over the course of the semester, but I do expect you to participate on it. If you don't participate in it, that is something I might deduct a point or two from, so do make sure that you do participate in that icebreaker forum, even though I won't be giving you an official, like, 100 or numerical score on it. But there is just a place to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and start to get to know your fellow students. You will be working with them closely over the course of the semester. You'll be talking with them a lot on discussion forums, and eventually you'll be working with them on a group project towards the end of the semester. So it's a good place just to start getting to know people and start learning things about everybody else who's in the class. And so I urge you to go ahead and go on and begin as soon as you can and post your first message on that icebreaker forum. Right? I'm always available to answer questions. I want you to know that. You can email me at pyoung@brockport.edu, or just go ahead and email me through Blackboard. Or again, you can post messages on the Raise Your Hand and Ask discussion forum if you have a question about a specific assignment. But I'm always happy to help in any way that I can as far as assisting you over the course of the semester. Okay? So I'm really looking forward to this semester. I'm looking forward to working with all of you, and I'm sure it'll be a great semester. My advice for you now is just go ahead, read over those folders at the top of the Learning Module section, go ahead and enter into Module 1, take a look around, and then start into that icebreaker forum. And I'll look forward to seeing your work, and I will see you again in that short introductory video that's at the beginning of Module 1. See you there.